let's go ahead and get started. Let's call to order City of Port Richey Events Committee meeting Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. I'd like to stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Interim Secretary, can we have a roll, please?
Chairman John Mary Coover.
Here.
Vice Chairwoman Caroline Gonzalez. Here. Member Andrew Butterfield.
Here.
Member Brooke Mayer. Let the record show that Member Mayer is absent from today's meeting. Member Steve Sherdell.
Here. Member
Kimley Carey. I'm here. Member Laura Canule. Let the record show that Member Canule is absent from today's meeting.
Thank you. First up, we got a set of minutes to approve for August 19th, 2025. I got a motion to approve.
Motion to approve minutes for August 19th, 2025.
Okay. Is there a second? Second. Okay, motion second. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
The speaker.
Motion carries. Oh,
The speakers on.
oh, your speaker's on, Steve.
Oh, here's
It's on.
Yes.
Shouldn't be on.
Well, when we talk,
It's green.
yeah, push the green button.
there.
Nope, green.
I need the green
Any
light.
green button. There you go.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. First up, comments from the general public. We have no public other than Veronica. You got any comments, Veronica?
No comment.
Okay. Bring back to comments from the committee members. I'll start with my left, Member LaCarey.
I don't have anything today.
Okay. Vice Chair Gonzalez.
Yes, I just want to have a housekeeping matter. If any of us committee members are going to be missing a meeting, if we can just let the city clerk Ashley know so that we could all be informed and make sure we have quorum.
Yeah, I think she's sending out meeting invites that you can accept or.
Oh, I think she's doing that now, right?
So
Yes.
if you just
Okay.
make sure you answer those, that should give her the count.
Perfect. And I don't have anything else to say.
Okay. Member Butterfield.
Nothing to at this time.
Member Sherdell.
Nothing to add.
Okay. I have nothing as well. Before we jump to committee business, we do, our secretary, Jan Applefield, resigned, and so we need to appoint a new secretary. So is there a nomination on the floor?
I nominate Kim LaCarey for
Motion,
secretary.
motion for Member LaCarey. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion second. Any further discussion? Any public comment? Seeing I put the vote, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And she did not oppose, so motion carries. All right. Thank you, Kim. Appreciate that. Okay. Okay, so moving into our committee business. Item number 2, discussion on events policy and proposed fee schedule. I'm not sure who from staff prepared this, but do you want to give us a little background on this? Do you know anything about the policy and what we have, the proposed fee schedule? Does anybody can talk about that?
It was more discussion. Still, we talked about it at the previous meeting a little bit. And we, in the agenda packet, there were samples from other cities.
Yes, it's here like Dunedin, Zephyr Hills, Dade
Right.
City, Newport Richey.
And some of them are very up to date, fillable forms, online forms, looks really efficient. And I guess a big part would be what kind of support can we provide when asked, and then what should we charge for that support.
Mhm.
So whether it's fire support or so, and our policy should probably direct like whatever your anticipated crowd size is, how much of each support the city would require. And then the separate thing was if it was, let's say, police, security, they don't have to hire Newport Richey police. They could hire off-duty county sheriffs, Newport Richey cops, that sort of thing. So 2 things, what kind of support would we ever provide? And then secondly, what would be the cost of it?
Did I'm assuming maybe Sal and some other staff members kind of pulled these together. Did they have any recommendations on what they liked, or they just kind of
No, we kind of left it to discuss now, but I think Sal was instrumental in picking these, and I think we were talking, and we both thought Dunedin's looked very good.
Yeah, I think that was the most comprehensive one that I saw. I didn't have time to go through in detail, unfortunately, but
Bigger city, we may have less capability to support in certain areas in them, but we could definitely imitation the sincerest form of flattery. We could take what they have, but maybe a little smaller package.
Mhm. Did anyone else have any comment? Did you get a chance to kind of go through these? Or, my initial thoughts were I would think we kind of want to be similar to Newport Richey just because we're right next door, and not be something totally different than what people are used to in the area. And so maybe we start with that and then pull from these other ones where we think we might need a little more. And I don't want to be too cumbersome either. Let me just if we go to Newport Richey, just kind of look through that one.
I think a combination of Newport Richey and Dunedin would be good.
Yeah.
Because Dunedin has really covered every
Yes.
basis possible.
They're definitely on the ball when it comes to that.
Page 50.
Yeah. So Newport Richey's on 53. Obviously, the basic information on there. If we get down to the meat and potatoes, let's see. We start to talk about the logistics on 55. And kind of goes through what they need for road closures and all that. Obviously, they've got their facilities in there. We would change to our facilities. Let's look see if they get any fee schedule.
Would we have any, I don't know, I'm just thinking out, would we have any like vendors that we would provide to them? I know as a city, we can't just have something, but would we have like a list of whoever wants to join as a vendor? Let's say someone's doing an event and they really haven't done this before, or they don't know the area that well, but they'd say like, I need to get portable bathrooms. And we could say, well, this is your list of portable bathroom vendors. Would we do that, or?
I think we could do a available. We're not endorsing them,
Right, that's
but
what
We can maybe say who we use in the past or
Available.
whatever, I guess.
I'm trying to think of the terminology. Available. Area vendors, something like that. I don't think we can say recommended,
right, 'cause
but
we can't
area
endorse
vendors that might meet your needs, that sort of thing.
Well, and two, I would think over time as we do this, we may find that some vendors we have a problem with or whatever, and we would want to have a list of vendors that we approve that we've done business with before that has done a good job. If you talk about the bathrooms, for instance, maybe somebody come in there and tore up the lawn or something when they took them out or whatever.
I can check with the attorney on just the
Yeah.
precise wording on that.
And maybe reach out to Debbie too, see if they have
Yeah.
a list of folks like that provide services that they recommend, or if they just leave it up to the promoters. So they have just a small event and major event fee on here. And then they've got that's for Hills. I didn't see any.
I think they have it, but I don't think it's included in the agenda packet. I think they have a list of their fee schedules.
On a different place. If we go right above it, Zephyr Hills has on page 52, based on the attendees, they have police, electric, airport labor,
Who's the one that had the
Fire.
people? Little stick people?
What's that?
That I saw little stick people. I like that it said like if you have X amount of people.
Was that Denise?
Was it Dunedin? Oh yes. Event lineup. Oh no, but that was for lineups. So community-wide, Rosa White Air Rain sponsorship opportunity. Oh.
In Dunedin's package on page 40, they've got their major holiday events, and they've got it broken down by fitness and wellness, family events, outdoor films, concert, I guess stuff that they have recurring. And this is a sponsorship. Yeah, sponsorship thing. I guess those are maybe put on by the city.
Yeah, we were, at least initially, we were using some terminology like a supported event, where the city might be providing some support, and a city-sponsored event, which would be one of the city's probably designated annual events that we put on. So they may have slightly different terminology, which we could adopt. We haven't formally adopted. But that's terminology, Caroline, right? We've been using so far.
Yeah, there's quite a bit about sponsorships and their different things that they have. And I think also we're probably going to have a couple that we would probably could mimic off this, where we would put the sponsorship levels associated with it because we're putting them on ourselves. Trying to see if they had the. Oh, here's the stick figure. So on page 20.
Yes, that was, I think.
So it looks like both for this one and then on page 40 for Dunedin, they've got a lot of city sponsored events or city events that they do every year,
Right.
like Easter egg hunt, breakfast in Santa. But then they're asking local businesses if they want to donate to support them, kind of the opposite. Sometimes we're the supporter, or sometimes we're the supportee.
I thought I saw Dade City in here somewhere.
Yeah, they're in there.
Oh, here's the need and event fees on page 12. Labor rates for 6:30, so they got hourly rates 35, based on different personnel.
And then,
So they have their own solid waste in Dunedin too. So I guess that's why they sell containers and everything for that.
We rent dumpsters
Yeah.
ourselves.
So that would be something that they would be responsible for.
We
Yeah.
could provide that.
and they
But we
talk-
could require for X number of people expected, how many
How many
dumpsters they should have.
Yeah.
And then again, here's area vendors where you could rent.
And this,
Right,
I like what it says
dumpsters.
here, like labor rates per staff. It says Pinellas County Sheriff deputies contracted separately. So it tells them like you got to get it separate or not. And then I saw in page 50, Zephyr Hills, they had by venue. So depending on the venue is how much things cost. That's what I understood.
And that Pinellas County Sheriff thing might be because Dunedin doesn't have their own police force,
Right.
I think. So
Yeah, I don't think they have.
yeah, a lot of towns in Pinellas County don't, so they're all controlled by the sheriffs. Yeah. Whereas we could list our own police rate is available.
Steve, you guys with the rest have you guys put on some events where you had to fill out these from a consumer perspective? Where you
with some of the things with the city of Newport Richey, yes.
did you have to pay fees for the police or fire or anything?
Yeah, and that's where they came up with their MOU, their memorandum of understanding. What they would do is they called it a set meeting, and you would meet with the fire chief, with somebody from Public Works, and with a representative from the city. You go over the plan together. You give them the details on the event. They ask questions, and then they come back.
With a
quote for service.
Okay.
Yeah. And like I said, I think that their quotes got exorbitant for a while. And one of the interesting things, there was a time when Scott McPherson was mayor there that he wanted outside events to come into the city. So they kept the fees low. People could come in and, like, let's say that a Rib Fest came in to put it on. It might cost them $2,000 or $3,000 in city fees, but that gave them an incentive to come in. Personally, my read of it was they didn't want a lot of outside events anymore. The city wanted to kind of control most of the events, and that's kind of the route they've gone. Because like a large 2-day event, it could be as much as $8,000 to $9,000. Chasco's quoted fee is usually between $30,000 and $35,000 for the 11-day period. So now, which is an interesting thing that they do. They charge them the fees, and then they say, okay, for a sponsorship in Chasko will waive a portion of
Right.
the fees. But I mean, in my opinion, if you want outside, people to come in and do events, you're going to want to make sure it's a good
Right.
company,
Sure.
But if you give them a financial incentive, they're going to be more likely to do it
Right.
than not.
See, I struggle here with, I guess, the committee kind of setting this is almost something that the staff needs to kind of get together and figure out.
If you think so, we can come up with for the committee to edit it. We can bring a proposed. You may think, oh, you're not charging enough for this or too much for that, but we could do a staff best estimate.
I do like Zephyr Hills the way it has it like by venues. I don't know if we have that. We have like if you do it in Waterfront or if you do it in Brasher or things like that. But I think the only venue really we have is
Waterfront Park,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. But they have like non-refundable security deposit. And another one they have a refundable security deposit. It tells you cleanup, firefighters, police, electric, airport labor, fixed asset usage. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, ours.
I know another thing that happens with Newport Richey is street closure fees.
Right.
And they did the Railroad Square area that they're remodeling or reconstructing right now. But if you did something in Railroad Square, it was very inexpensive. But to close Main Street or Grant Boulevard
Right.
is more expensive. And it seems like for, especially if you're going to have an event promoter that's going to have alcohol sales, they'd probably be more comfortable in the downtown if it's going to be an issue trying to do it in the park, which would involve some street closures. So
Right.
that might be an important one if you had a schedule for what it takes to shut down that area. And then there's always a question about how the businesses feel about it.
Yeah, I don't know that there would really be, with Waterfront Park being the main venue, you really wouldn't need to shut down any streets. Now, in the future, once the waterfront develops, and if we want to possibly do some kind of thing down there, then you might have
Like an entertainment district
Yeah.
or something.
once that develops. But at least right now, we got just Waterfront Park. So
It was this, I think, from Dade City, 42.
42 for Dade
Yes.
City. Oh, I was almost there anyway. Theirs was real short, wasn't it?
Yes.
So they had that,
Department of Public Works, the temporary road closure application.
and then that was it.
Page 42, yeah.
So we do need to make sure though that we're specific as far as Waterfront Park goes with like what they're required to do, like the reporting of the revenue. and
Right.
Things like that. So we probably need to have that written
Mhm.
somewhere. If you are having an event at Waterfront Park, you are gonna be required to report your
Numbers.
revenue, your sales, and, any other requirements that are, required by the state, not by the city.
Isn't there also time frames, Veronica, like 60 days prior? They have to submit
have to
things?
submit.
Sorry.
Yeah, so FCT has specific guidelines, and I believe it's 60 days time frame. It's not to say that they wouldn't, but that's, that it could be less than that, but that's on their application, that's what they want, 60 days. That's where the city adopted or took in that 60-day, gave the people the 60-day time frame. Wasn't the city just thinking that, it was because of FCT.
Delivery.
That's FedEx, I think, just walked in.
I mean, and Newport Richey has different applications for Railroad Square,
Mhm.
Peace Hall, Sims Park. I mean, they do have, it's not in I just pulled the website up, it's not on the agenda packet.
Do they have a fee schedule out there?
They have a permit fee schedule. So there's special event permit fees they have on here, and then they have those flat rated application fees.
Right now, Brock, we just basically charge $90, right?
That's correct.
To rent Waterfront Park?
Yeah.
The whole park.
The whole park, $90.
Yeah, and that's
Is
the
that
use, okay,
For
so
a day?
in the past, we used to have an application for a special event. Through this or that, and legal and different management, we didn't have an ordinance to support that application. So we did away with that application. But at one time, I used to take in the application, take a survey, take a site plan, get a layout of what the event was about. I would pass all that information to police department, to fire department, to public works department, so that everybody was aware of what was happening, right? Let's, for an example, a 5K run. I needed a map of their route, where they were going, where they were coming. We needed to make sure that there were porta potty stations along the way. We needed to make sure that there was an ambulance or a fire truck out there in case someone got hurt or passed out. We needed to have water stations. There's certain things that have to take place when that happens. And so they paid a fee for that event. And then with that application, I used to give it to the police department. The police department would say, okay, if you're expected to have 300 visitors at this day, you need to have, I need to have a sergeant and an officer there, and this is the amount. And we used to charge for that.
So they basically, it wasn't a set fee. It was once they put their application in, it would go to the departments and they would basically give them an estimate. That's kind of what you were saying that Newport Richey was
And
doing.
that's what we used to do. But because we don't have an ordinance per se in our code, there was nothing really substantiating that.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's what they wanted in order for us to have that application. So then I was advised to away with that application, and we created a use of city property application, which is what we have today. So if the church wants to do an event, or if the community center wants to do an event or anything like that, Chamber of Commerce, we give them that use of property, and then it's a $90 application fee. It's your base minimum application fee, and that's what we've done.
Do you still have that old thing we used to use?
I probably have it in my email somewhere. Yeah, it was called a special event. We used to do it a lot for Guild Dogs because they always had it. When you're doing things on private property, it's a little bit different.
Sure.
We still use the same event application just to advise department, more for in-house, just to advise department heads of what was going on, so everybody knew what was happening. And we would have a control almost per se, make sure there wasn't on-street parking, make sure that they're not blocking egress and ingress, making sure that there was no traffic issues, things of that nature. When you're having when Guild Dog was open, they had hundreds of people there, and you had parking, constraints, and so it brought a lot of issues in that concern in that case. But the events always took off without a hitch. There was never really an issue, but it just depends on how the city. So that application, but yes, I'm sure I have it in my email somewhere. I can find it and
That'd be nice.
bring it.
Look at me. We could bring that back and kind of enhance it. And
I think the first thing would be for I don't know if this is this committee, is to have an ordinance for special events, right? And if it's on private property, how does the city want to adhere to that? And that's something legal, would get involved with as well, is what can we enforce, what other than public safety, what can we do, what can't we do? But if you're talking about Waterfront Park, you can establish that and then create your applications according to that.
Well, like if Walmart wanted to have an event, I mean, obviously we're doing a car show.
Right.
If Walmart wanted to have their own private event, Newport's charging per tent. So they're charging a fee.
to do it on your own private property.
On your own private property. Yeah, it's just a special event permit fees. And it's got cooking
So
and
see, that's what I would
non-cooking.
ask, is that on private property or
It
is that
doesn't
on city
specify.
property?
It doesn't specify.
Because
it
I don't
just-
know if you can.
Well, we have a tent ordinance,
Yeah.
which I'm sure
So- and so
applies.
for the tent, yeah, and so those would be inspected by the fire, so you may have a
Yeah,
fire
they have a
inspection.
fire fee and they have an administrative fee for the building department too.
Yeah, because that would create a building permit
Mhm.
and it'd have to be flame retardant and you'd have to pay and then you'd have to do the fire inspection. So yeah, I can see how those two fees would go even if it was on private property.
Will they charge per tent?
The first, well, it varies. So the non-cooking, the first 10, if there's, they just gave an example, 15 vendors, each with a tent, 11 are non-cooking and 4 are cooking. They had $20 for one tent and then 4 tents 14 tents at $5. And then they have the administrative fees.
So fairly nominal.
It ended up being like $365 for that event. That was with the admin fees and the tent inspections and permits. First 10 is for the cooking. They have the first 10 is $50 and then $50 for each additional 10 after that.
Is it possible that we could take Newport Richey's, what they have, you guys kind of, from a staff perspective, look at as far as the fee structure and see if that makes sense? As Steve said, that they've gotten kind of high, so obviously we want to encourage events, so we don't want to be too cost prohibitive, but use what they have and kind of see what makes sense for us.
Sure.
I can't believe that they wouldn't have most everything covered because their big venue is Sims Park.
Yeah.
So it's very similar to our waterfront.
Waterfront's been mentioned. Are there any other? Could we have small events at Brasher, for example, or?
You could, but I don't know if there's really good parking there.
No, I mean, really, I would probably focus on Waterfront Park. I mean, if somebody wanted to have a picnic or something at Brasher Park, I mean, the city's not really going to do anything. The only thing that we would possibly maybe use something else is our fishing tournament that we put on, that we may
Down at Nick's Park.
do something, at Nick's Park. I know when we had the one for the Centennial, it was the meeting and stuff was over at Whiskey River, but I think they took off at Nick's Park. So,
I don't focus on the waterfront, but might add. As we brainstorm, it might add.
I would probably put Nick's in there
Nick's and
too,
Brasher.
just because obviously in
No
the
small
future,
events
as we
only.
develop that, we may be doing something down there as well. And I don't know that it's necessarily a bad approach to, as an event comes in, it goes to police and fire to do an estimate themselves, as opposed to just trying to put some fees. And maybe if you talk to those guys, maybe they can put some kind of hourly rate, just kind of give an idea. And really just kind of look through, I guess, all these other cities and see if there's anything that you want to bring over to the Newport. Use Newport Richey as kind of the base,
Yeah.
and then
Best things. We
take some things out that don't necessarily apply.
There might be other cities too. I mean, this was a good mix. That
Yeah.
came up with.
And probably Dunedin would be another, like I said, just because they're so comprehensive, kind of go through there and see. Because like I said, they break it down by the city events, they have the sponsorship in there for that. So as one of the next agenda items, obviously, is to pick our events. So we could maybe incorporate that into there and have the sponsorship levels built in as well.
Yep, I'll do
That
that.
makes sense.
I'll take that for action.
Any other comments on that? Any public comment? Okay. Next up is item number 3, discussion of possible future city events. So also we need to come up with a list of what we want to try to do as a city. We've got the car show that we've already kind of got rolling. We'll do 2 of those, one in October for the fall, one in the spring. So I would maybe get with TJ and see what a good spring date time frame would be for that. I was in March or April, maybe around
So I think like
Easter.
our city manager, Mr. Butterfield, was saying about city sponsored and city supported.
Mhm.
If we can divide that so we know more or less like what we would like sponsored, like we would take.
Yeah, well, car show. So that's obviously something that we're not going to put on as a city,
Right. So city
but
supported.
we want to sponsor from the fact that we're going to do 2 a year, fall
Okay.
and spring.
We want to support.
Support it, right?
So and that doesn't mean everything.
Or hosted, I guess. It could be hosted here at the Walmart for the foreseeable future.
He's the sponsor of the event. He's
Right.
hosting it, and we'd be supporting it with whatever he needed, whether it was a permit fee like some of the cities charge just to hold an event on private property, just to put a tent up,
Yeah.
or if he wants to rent our barricades,
Right.
or hire our cops off duty. Or
Right.
something.
He'll need some support there, but
So I think with Caroline, if I hear you right, like let's figure out what are city sponsored events. I've proposed, just as an example, knowing we only have so much bandwidth, like 4 events a year, and those would be city signature events,
Right.
or city.
we do the 4th of July.
So Boom on the Bayou.
So Boom on the Bayou, obviously, is
What on the bio?
Boom on the Bayou. That's our 4th of July.
Oh, okay, same
Firework
thing. All right.
And we put that on. We get the vendors out there. We do all that.
So
That's
4th of July is so now we know like that's a city sponsored event. Do you,
and we can still take sponsorships. We're right to
yeah.
help
Oh yeah.
defray the
yeah,
cost, but
sponsors
we're actually
support us.
putting the event on.
Putting it out.
So does before we name them, does that what I've said as just put a number on the wall is about 4 events a year sound about as much as the city can
That'd
handle
probably
as far as being the host.
If that, I would think.
Okay, so one is 4th of July, and then if we could space them out about one a quarter, I thought that made sense. So you're not trying to do 2
Right.
things at once.
And maybe 4 might be a little aggressive. Maybe
Yeah, 4 might be too many. Yeah. So what would be the next one that you think the city would host?
So the fishing tournament was pretty popular,
Yes.
and
What month does that usually held?
well we did in April, but
That'd be a great spring.
we could figure out where it would fit. Again, we had our committee kind of put that on with the help of Captain Bill or something. So I don't know how much really city effort goes into that. The fact that she got little bags and stuff together.
Sticks, yeah, whatever they measure the fish with.
Right. So, I mean, that's one that's probably not a lot of work that we could do. And it makes sense because we're waterfront community or whatever.
Okay, so that would be sponsored.
And you could maybe even, if you wanted to do something a little bigger than just fishing tournament, you could maybe line it with scallop season and do some kind of scallop festival. I know they got the one at Hudson. But we could do it around that time frame. And we could,
Do we know how much money was carried over?
that's 7,000 something.
Is that money for the committee?
Well, so it's for events. So we've
For event-
got
for
some seed
events.
money, basically.
Oh, okay.
That was left over, but then I think there was money separate for fireworks, right, for Independence Day. That had nothing to do with what we carried over from
No,
September.
so what we had left over all in was like $7,000.
Oh, okay. So then we have to build on that with sponsorship.
Right.
If the budget gets approved later this week, there
There's-
will be 30,000, I think,
Is that we put in
a
for
line item for fireworks
Oh,
for
okay.
next 4th of July.
That would be amazing.
I think it's 35 or 30,000.
Okay. The ball obviously was a great event, and my thought on that was that we would turn that into a charitable event. That all the money would go to charity after costs or whatever, and we could do it. We could. There was some talk about having like a fireman's ball, police ball, instead of just always the mayor's ball, or you could combine that. It'd still be the mayor's ball and honoring first responders, and kind of tied to that. I know my thought process on the next one. What I'd like to see that we get our sponsorship, not sponsorship, but our where we can donate to charity, the selected charity. But I'd really like to do something for Tunnel for Towers, or Tunnel 2 Towers. Really great organization, and I thought maybe our next ball would benefit that organization, and we could tie it in with with first responders, where we could honor police, fire, and all that, and we could actually, the proceeds would go to that Tunnel Towers Foundation. But however we do that, I think we should have some kind of formal event. We go out, we have dinner, music.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would that always want to be in
Now, we
May at the town's birthday, or would we want a holiday?
Well, that's-
holiday event instead, like around
So-
holidays.
A lot of times if you're getting donations, you do it at the end of the year, obviously, but then you got so many things going on at the end of the year, it might be better to do something. You probably get more like around our city birthday. So I was kind of thinking probably keep it around
The May date.
the May date. Yeah. And obviously we're probably going to have something for staff
At the holiday.
at the holidays, some dinner or something that we're looking at or whatever. And so that,
Veronica's planning that for December 12th.
so hopefully at that, maybe that at some point
Single-handedly.
can move to a different venue instead of here in Chambers or whatever. Obviously if we start to plan, if we have good financial stuff going forward, we might be able to do something a little bit nicer for the employees. So that would be a hope there, but that's we're going to have that fit for them. So I would probably keep our formal event sometime around the birthday, and we could, celebrate another year of the city with that charitable event. We did do the bowling tournament. It was okay. It was relatively easy to do. We didn't have, almost had 10 teams, I think, 9 or 10 teams.
Okay. Yeah. Would there be like, so that's 2 city sponsored events?
So the 4th of July and the ball.
Well, maybe a third one in the fall or winter, like a concert, like an annual.
Do you like the fishing tournament too? No, is that sponsored?
Yeah, fish tournament. We can
Oh,
sponsor that. Yeah.
But that one's that's smaller in the sense that can be done.
Are there somebody like this Captain Bill that puts on a fishing tournament and we could support?
Yeah, it's like, well, even the ball. Like I said, I think we would hire somebody to do that. Again,
Oh yeah.
it would be our event, but we wouldn't, staff wouldn't necessarily put it on. We'd hire somebody to take care of the decorations and all that. They'd have a budget similar to our fireworks show, except we would be doing it ourselves. We'd have somebody do that because that's a lot of work to put that on. And obviously, I would say we continue to have it at Spartan Manor. That's really the go-to place in the area. They pretty much provide a lot of the logistics as far as the food, the service, and all that. That's you just pay them whatever their fees are. So it's pretty much hands off, other than the decorating and invitations and all the other stuff. So.
And you still have access to the web page, right?
Yes. So
that's,
we still
just change the
we just
titles of the
Exactly.
Okay, that's awesome.
but we'd have to figure out exactly how we do that. But I think that should be something that we definitely do as a city. So if we have the 4th of July. I guess the problem with the 4th of July and a birthday, they're relatively close together.
The fishing tournament was also in the same time frame. You said April.
Yeah, we could
Like April, May.
possibly move that around to try to not be so close together with other stuff. Obviously, with the Centennial, everything was within a few months
Right.
back to back. But we could, fishing tournament you can do in the fall too.
Another event I had thought about also that Mr. Butterfield said also, I liked it, the Christmas tree lighting.
Yeah, it would be nice to do some kind of Christmas.
And like maybe we can have like a Christmas tree lighting and then like with some vendors or something.
Like a
Holiday market.
or holiday festival or
Yeah,
something
something.
like that.
And any of the parks sound like they'd be amenable to that?
The city used to do a holiday event at Waterfront where the fire department came around, they drove around, how they take Santa around
Yeah.
now. So they would drive around and then end up at the park, and there used to be, oh my gosh, that was years ago. They used to do that, and the employees would go and basically serve whoever came. It was,
That's great.
yeah, it was a really nice event they used to do. They used to have music and everything. They would put decorations and lights up on
Is
the
it one day or
It
weekend?
was just a one day thing.
So it's one day, it's away from the other busy period of our events, and it's for the kids.
Yeah.
And you usually do a tree lighting around December 1st.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
Thanksgiving's behind us, but Christmas, and everybody isn't booked yet. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, no, and Matt had mentioned that the mayor read the "Twas the Night Before Christmas" to the kids. I thought that was a great idea. So it'd be something we could really do several things for that.
And again, it's not a whole weekend; it's a one-night
In the
event.
park
kind of
too,
thing.
yeah.
That's a nice idea.
Well, I
But
there's
wasn't
another
there an
event.
issue with the
What's that?
paying for the movie or something because of copyright?
Well, you just have to do, I don't know who they got in touch with, but we used to get this big blow up movie screen. And
Play a Christmas movie.
yeah, and we would play a Christmas music or a Christmas movie. But there was something that you can't copyright. There was a copyright issue or something where we had to pick a different movie. It couldn't be a Disney movie. Something happened, and I wasn't part of that.
We probably said
back then.
we'd reach out before we showed it to make sure they were good with it.
But we used to do that, and give hot chocolate and cookies out to the kids. We used to give out gifts to the kids. The police
Piper's used
central
to do a
command,
lot with that too.
yeah, police central command was there, and we housed all the gifts there. And then we would all the little elves. We would sort out the gifts by groups, by age groups for the kids. And we used to have a line of
Yeah.
kids out there, and it was great. So if you incorporated something like that with vendors and maybe get a big tree, I don't know, and do a lighting or something, do something different, or light up the pavilion or whatever.
Yeah.
That may be something that.
Steve, yes.
Well, I was going to say there were a few events that used to go on that don't go on anymore. One of them was Gildog for a number of years worked with us and hosted the Toys for Tots toy drive. And we had the Black Honkies one year, which is a real popular local group. Another year we had Jam Jones, and it was a ticketed event, but your admission was a
toy.
Yeah. And it just seems like and I don't know how, with Gildog being gone now, how the downtown businesses would feel, like, Hooters and Catches,
Whiskey Joe's.
yeah, Rum River and all those. But, it almost seems you could do something that was that type of an event in the business district and have the daytime thing happen in the park.
Mhm.
Because usually they did it early December because the distribution date is usually around the 20th for the toys. So they want to get everything in. And kind of the neat thing about it, you get that warm and fuzzy of we're helping all of Pasco County or West Pasco County. And we would, try to find sponsors to pay for the band and those other things. And you don't really have an issue with alcohol in the park because the kids thing would be in the park during the day, and then the evening would be downtown. We're doing the grand opening for the Ocean Honda, I believe, in October now. They've had no budget up until this point, but they would be definitely a good target to go after for that type of an event, That could be good. And then one of the other events that really got left by the wayside in Newport Richey was their seafood festival. And SunWest has tried seafood festivals. Theirs have never really been all that successful. They did the scallop thing these last few years with entertainment and all that. But that was my question is there an event that the city of Port Richey would want to make its signature event?
Yeah.
Since you are a waterfront city, the thing about the seafood festival, vendors would come in. There's one big vendor, Hammerheads, and he could take care of a whole crowd by himself, but they usually brought in 3 or 4 different seafood vendors. They pay for a vendor spot. They sell their food. And then you make it a downtown festival to draw people.
Well, yeah, if we could couple that with the fishing tournament, do the seafood festival fishing tournament kind of
Yeah,
as a weekend.
Right, because like a fishing tournament is very popular if you're a fisherman, but if you're not, then it's really a
Right.
non-event.
Right.
But if you have that seafood festival, and with SunWest, I love Jack Mariano, great guy, and he's a big proponent of that park. But for some reason, it's hard to draw people to SunWest, and I think part of it is they have a $5 parking charge
Right.
that they never waive. So you go to a free festival and you pay $5 to park, or
Right.
whatever, But I do think there's a niche for the seafood thing, and I've always felt like, geez, we're Florida. It seems like there should be something big going on. So that might be one that you.
Well, if that's something you see as a gap, I think we should definitely jump on that. Like I said,
Oh, no, absolutely, because that Main Street used to do it for years, and then when the city changed their approach towards events, they wanted less events, and that's one of the ones that was a casualty. And I don't know, one of the other things that we've always seen over the years, everybody's really busy in April and November because those are the lowest rain months, so everybody does it at the same time. But usually January and February are really nice, and there's nothing going on in January and February because you get into March, and in the end of March you have Chasco, and then you get in 4th of July. There's a lot of competition on that, and then of course October, November, December. There's a lot going on. But it'd be interesting to figure out if there was a niche there somewhere in February. I mean, I don't know how you feel, but I moved here in '81. I don't mind putting a light jacket on. I actually kind of enjoy it. It's a nice night for me. So, maybe with a seafood festival and some good entertainment, that might be something that could do real well and become a signature event for the city.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Is fishing good at that time? January, February?
When do you do the fishing tournament usually?
Well, first time we ever did it, it was in April. Was it? I know it was March or April.
And scallops aren't the big thing. It's just
during that, well, scallops is what they're doing for SunWest, and that's
like August and September.
So we don't want to steal somebody else's thing. It's Hudson's thing.
Well, interestingly enough, though, and I'm just, like I said, Jack's a friend, but he and I talk a lot about SunWest, and we work with him on it. They have bands, but they don't really have, it's not really a scallop festival where there's all the scallop dishes and serving things, I mean, I think it's meant to bring awareness to it. And I think they also make a mistake. They try to do it 4 or 5 weekends in a row, which is a lot.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, because you made a good point. It might be a terrible time to fish in February. Maybe it's a horrible time to fish.
I'll have to, when we have our council meeting, Bob's outside captain, he could weigh in on a good time frame for that, and I can figure out.
I mean, that may be something that is better in April or May or whatever as well. But
What's that?
April 19th was the.
It was April 19th. Okay.
What I was going to suggest is, what I was going to suggest was, what about something down in the waterfront overlay and closing the roads down there, like on Bay and Treadway?
I think due to Mr. Burke's generosity, when he's demoing the property right now, and he's leaving the stage and the cover.
You could use that for parking, and then so parking won't be.
Yeah, in the interim, we'll be able to use some of that
and
for sure.
Do an event there and close those roads out there and put, music and all kind. That may be another idea too.
He's leaving the bathrooms there, the stage, and the big metal the giant structure.
Yeah.
So there'd be a logical gathering place with a stage and a bathroom and everything. So could do the tree lighting down there this year. You could do it at City Hall parking lot, but I think it'd be better the closer to the water, the better. And then people wander from there over to the restaurant.
We did have for the Johnny Cash concert. We did it there at Waterfront Park, and obviously that was kind of set up like a
great
pavilion, amphitheater. We had we rented a tent that was for the public to sit underneath or whatever, but we could do a concert there if need be too. So hey, somebody shut that door.
I would like to see that holiday event come back to waterfront though.
Yeah,
it was nice with Santa handing out gifts to all the kids and everything.
Well, we're still doing where we drive around or whatever. We can incorporate that as part of that.
They used to do. They used to drive around and then they would come back to Waterfront Park and then Santa would sit under the pavilion and they would hand out toys. Most of them were donated by local businesses, Walmart. But the majority was donated by Walmart.
So some kind of Christmas event, and we can incorporate kind of what we do with the drive around, and we could possibly even do the movie thing or whatever if we actually plan it. Is that something? Just because that's right around the corner, do we want to try to bite that off for this December, potentially. I think it's probably doable, depending on what we.
I mean, this is not something that's new to the fire department.
Right,
I mean,
so-
this is something that they used to do like religiously every year.
Okay.
So I mean, it could probably be coordinated pretty quickly, I would think.
We would get a tree.
I think you'd want to have a big tree somewhere that we put up.
We always have that one.
Just move it around.
I mean, it's still 2025. It's
Yeah.
still 100.
Nice. No, I'm saying we could use it now. I think that's a good. I think that's a
Do
good
we have
idea.
money to? I mean, I think Steve mentioned about somebody renting
You know what?
trees.
And I didn't get an answer back, and I didn't follow up. So I'm going to find out. Yeah, because in a meeting they said, "Yeah, we rent the tree," and I was like, "You rent the tree? That's crazy." So let me follow up and try to get.
Oh, you know, they do have those. They're not trees, but they're of lights.
Yes.
They look like a tree. I see
Yeah.
a few of them. People do them along the river there. They're pretty good size, and that would be something kind of cool. I don't know what they cost, but yeah, we can find that out.
And I know the weekends that Newport Richey is busy is the boat parade and the Christmas parade weekends, which I think isn't it like the 6th or the 9th, and then I'm sure it's on their calendar.
And incorporate the toy drive, Toys for
Yeah,
Tots.
and I'll reach out. I don't know if you know Christian Isley. He's a financial planner locally in this area, but he was the coordinator for Pasco and Hernando for years for Toys for Tots, and he was really the catalyst behind the whole,
Is that-
party event.
Is the Salvation Army part of that? Or they do theirs.
So
No,
Marines.
they do their own thing, but yeah, Salvation Army's right here, right?
Yeah. So they might be interested in.
It's the Marine Corps Reserves. It's their
Right.
signature thing.
Oh, that's
every
what
year.
Marine Corps.
The Toys for Tots. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we could try to do that sometime for this December if we can check the other dates and see what might work. And normally our fire department goes around a couple weeks before Christmas. Normally, I
I
think.
think they do it close to Christmas though.
It was,
When did-
it was I want
It
to
was
say it was like the
close.
21st or something.
Yeah,
this
it was always
past
in the
year.
20th. Like
When in the past when they did that Christmas event, when did they do that?
The same time. It was usually the same.
Right before Christmas, so fairly close.
Before
Okay.
Christmas.
so we would have to get the.
Does the Toys for Tots drive? Do they go right up?
Yeah, usually they want distribution by the 20-something is when they start getting the toys out to get distributed to the families. So they'd like to do the drive before then. And they wouldn't necessarily have to be on the same day.
Right.
But Newport Richey, I wonder when their dates are for there, because you would probably want to go either before or after
Mhm.
theirs, right? So you're not.
The boat parade is on Saturday, December 6th, 2025, and then we'll get over the regular parade.
Yeah, the street parade, I think, is the following week. So probably the 13th, right?
Now, do they do any kind of other than those? Do they have any kind of thing in the park over there that for Christmas?
It says
Not
December
really.
14th.
Those are the two big events. Now, Main Street may have their own event
Right.
for Christmas, in the downtown area. And there was a year Dr. Unger brought his Winterfest there, and they did the snow in the park.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not doing that event anymore.
It would be nice to have a Christmas market associated with booths and whatnot.
Yes.
So it looks like the 18th, between the 18th and the 21st is when the fire department usually does theirs. But the last couple of years, it's been right around between the 18th and the 21st of December.
So Christmas is on a Thursday, and so that 20th and 21st of this year is the weekend before. And I wonder with maybe it would be better to separate that and still do the ride around on its own closer to Christmas like that, and we actually have the other stuff, the drive and stuff, maybe the weekend before, 13th, 14th type.
Kids love the thing. Like where we live in Avila Bay, they love the ride around.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest
They
draw
just
there.
love
Yeah.
it, yeah.
but when you get that close to Christmas, people are traveling and whatever, and so I think if we were going to put on a Christmas event, have that a little earlier, and then we still do the ride around separate.
They did movie in the park at one of them with How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That's cute. So that was also at the park too.
I mean, we could even do like the event, because if it's a Christmas tree lighting, then aren't those done on like Fridays too? I see some, I think Tarpon Springs does it on a Friday and things. If we want to do it earlier, because I know like Newport Richey has their boat parade on the 6th, and then they have their street parade. I guess it would be the 13th, because last year they had it on the 14th. So that's, we really don't have the weekend before the 6th is Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
So people are out.
I mean, if you're going to do it like lighting and stuff like that, I mean, we probably want the first weekend in December would be the ideal time to do it all. That we have the.
So it'd be what, the 5th? Or I mean, you could always do it on a Sunday.
You have to coordinate with fire too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Or it's on a Sunday too.
Mhm.
Yeah, you could always have it on a Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not like it has to be on a Saturday.
Well, of course, you get kids in school too. You're going to have a movie on Friday or
Yeah.
Saturday night,
Yeah.
and I don't know. Would we do a 2-day type of thing, Saturday Sunday event, where you'd have the stuff going on Saturday and then the market would, or was it better to just do one day, Saturday and end it Saturday night?
Yeah, I think that would be best.
I guess we can always start small, and if it's real success or whatever, we can
Yeah, maybe
Mhm.
too.
expand it.
And like the market, the day leading up to the night.
Mhm.
Yeah, we can do that. Right? But not once at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
We learned that in the centennial
Yes.
celebration. Don't do that.
Well, so I think so we've got a Christmas event, we've got fishing tournament slash seafood fest. We've got our 4th of July, obviously, and then we've got formal ball.
The ball.
That sounds like a pretty good.
That's pretty.
I think it's,
That hits your 4, and
yeah, again, nothing magic about that, but my sense is that that'd be enough to keep us
We'll be busy.
fully engaged and, but it's achievable.
yeah. So
Like you said, we start small and,
so we got
see where it's popular and grow them.
the December one. So we got December, and then we got July. And so what we would, I don't know if we could do it every quarter, but we kind of spread it out a little bit. But if we check the kind of beginning of the year, February, March timeframe for fishing.
Right. And
Seafood
I
Fest.
just looked at it, today's world chat, GI or whatever,
Yeah.
AI tells you everything, but it says that April and May, and then the fall, October, November, the best fishing months. So maybe April, since Chasko's in the end of March, maybe sometime in April. Is there anything? And Easter moves around every year, so I don't know when Easter is.
Well, if we try to have the ball around the May timeframe, May 18th is our birthday. So if we try to do it sometime in May or whatever,
So April's probably too close for.
So the ball, if we're trying to get
maybe, but not.
May,
I mean,
makes
if we
sense.
could push it back to, like I said, March. I don't know how fishing is in March, but we could also look at the fall as well. Because obviously the Christmas in December, so then you turn right around doing something then. So maybe
But October, if fishing's still good, I'm not a fisherman, but if fishing's still good.
we said October, November.
Yeah, that was just what it said here. Let me.
Well, October is a car show, and but we just.
But then we're not putting that
We're
on.
not
So,
putting that on.
so that
Yeah,
Just
so
a
that,
so that wouldn't really interfere.
It says spring, April through June, and fall, September through November.
so we have, like Veronica was saying, that we have.
So September timeframe, if it's towards maybe the end of September, it's starting to cool off.
Yeah. Because we have a winter event, which is the Christmas tree. We have the summer event, which is Boom on the Bayou. We have the spring event, which is Mayor's Ball. We don't really have a fall event, so it could be the fishing tournament.
Yeah.
We end
If
up
the weather's starting to break, it'd be
Yeah.
cooler. Because that was one thing too with the Scallop Fest. It's hot.
Yeah, well, and that's, you know, doing it in those July, August months are really tough,
Mhm.
real tough. But yeah, I mean, late September, early October.
Yeah, that'd be a good time, I
Would be
think.
really good,
We
because
do
there's really
have to-
nothing in early October.
Mhm.
Yeah,
that
we have to be
anybody
careful though with
celebrates.
hurricane season too. This isn't that the peak. It's like now is the peak.
Well, it ends, when does her?
November first.
Is it November 1st?
I think it's sometime in November,
Well,
yeah.
we could involve our own trunk or treat at City Hall or at
Well,
one of our parks or something.
Well, that's car show's doing that.
Yeah, the car
This
show.
year, but
Yeah,
I think
but next
we're
one.
planning multiple year stuff. Maybe we do our own trunk or
Yeah,
Yeah, we just, well, you could actually you could open up City Hall during the day and have kids come through to stop all different building department, utility, anything else.
that would be
I'll
cute.
tell them all Veronica's got the best candy head over there.
But yeah, we could definitely do something like that for kids.
We could put our own trunk or treat outside.
Have fire and police out there to
Yeah.
just different stations. They can visit the whole city.
Well, I've got the task of hopefully some of the staff will help me, but putting together just a draft. It'll definitely be up for criticism, but a draft plan, taking the best of what I see in all these towns and maybe look at a few more.
Is there anything else on the future city events? I think it's a good start for now, and we move. I'll run that by council next time we get together to get their thoughts, and
Yes.
and then I guess our next step would be start. Obviously, it's too late to do if we're going to do the fishing thing. That'd be next year event, obviously, but we can focus on the Christmas event and try to kick
Get
that
the
off.
date, at least.
So why don't we? Somebody want to take action and kind of look at the dates to see what might work.
I can look
Okay. And then next meeting we can start to dive into that. Okay. Moving right along to our last one, item number 4, discussion of the October car show trunk or treat event. Did you have some info on that?
Yeah, TJ actually wanted to be, he couldn't come. He was here last Thursday, but he couldn't come. But I had asked Ashley if I could just call him, and she said yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to call him
Okay.
now if I can. I was precise because I told him around 6.
Yeah. He did use our logo in his signage. I don't know if we need to do something with council to approve that. Because you're supposed to get approval in advance. Obviously, we're kind of sponsoring it, so it's not an issue. But I don't know if we need anything formal from council to say so.
Hi, TJ. It's Caroline. So we're at the committee. I'm going to put you on speaker now, okay? We're going to go through the item. Okay. Hold on. You're on speaker now.
Hi, TJ.
Oh, excellent. Hello. How's everybody doing?
Good. I'm going to try to get you located right here by the speaker.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Outstanding.
All right. So we're on item number 4 is discussion of the October car show trunk or treat event. I'll turn that over to you and let us know what you got.
Excellent. Everything's going well. I've been in communication with Amy. She says we're doing the same layout plan as before, but we're actually increasing the front area, where we didn't have blocked off in the beginning, but then the police blocked it off once we got towards the end of the show.
Mhm.
Everything towards those storefronts. Do you know which area I'm talking about, where we were giving out trophies and stuff?
Yeah, right there by Vesh.
Yeah. So, being that the police, remember how they blocked everything off because it was getting real busy there.
Right.
So she remembers that, and I asked her, "Do you mind if we just have that area right from the start?" And she said, "Yes, no problem." Then she asked about, will we have barricades and stuff? So that's what I was hoping, that we were going to still be able to have some of those barricades like we had last time. We had a few barricades, and then we had some cones.
Yeah,
If not, I'll have to caution tape everything.
Yeah, I think we should be able to help out with the barricades and that. Like I said, I don't know if there would be a small fee to rent those. We're kind of putting together what our event packets would as far as cost and stuff. If you need police, fire.
Yeah, the worst scenario is I have a bunch of the big yellow and black caution tape.
Right.
if I had to, I can just caution tape, the areas again.
Yeah, I would just work with the city and probably Sal on that.
Okay.
But I mean, Andy, do you have any issue with letting them use the barricades for?
Now, there might be a nominal fee for delivery unless he wants to pick them up himself.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Are you able to pick those up yourself? If we as the
I have a van and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I can do that.
okay, well,
Yeah, I got a big long storage van.
yeah, we'll do our best to accommodate that. Like I said, we'll figure it out.
What about?
Okay. Other than
Oh
that,
yeah, what about
everything else-
you're going to take care of the trash and all that, right?
Yeah. So I'll bring my barrels, all my blue barrels and stuff like that.
So really, all
And
you need is really
bags.
barricades and cones.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I have everything else. I have Fran Hosh, attorney, is we're going to be using her DJ, and everything else is under control. I'll do all the same layout the way I had the food vendors. So this way, no people are walking into the right of way of traffic the way we had it last time.
Okay. There was one thing I wanted to let you know. So remember we had the Centennial rum that was going to be distributed, and so
Oh,
so what Point Distillery now has an event license, so they can actually
Oh.
sell that. So we'll need to have a spot for them so we can distribute that to the folks that are on the list and anybody who wants to buy all that.
as many spots as you need.
Yeah, so they've got it's all labeled and done. The only thing we've got left to do is the little neck hanger that's going to have the 1 of 100, 2 of 100 for the
Sure.
limited edition, and then my
Sure.
signature on it. So we're working on getting that ready, but the bottles are not ready, so they'll have a booth out there, and I've kind of prepped them to that would be the event we would do it at.
Of course. Yeah, perfect.
Cool.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, what I might wind up doing is the new area that they're giving us that what we just spoke about. I might make that the whole vendor area, so everything's isolated for the
Okay.
vendors right there, and then all the cars can park in their regular parking spots.
Are we,
But
is the city going to have
well-
a tent there? You guys think?
Yes.
Yeah, we got still some more T-shirts. I guess we still got stuff left.
I have some questions on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, city will probably have a booth there too.
fantastic. Yeah, the more the merrier.
Trade off.
And anybody, if there's anyone,
Yeah.
any type of Marines or anything that the city is aware of, and they want to set up any nonprofit tents or whatever,
Sure.
we'd love to have everybody.
Okay. Sounds good. And like I said, I think we're going to try to do a Christmas event. So if we have
Perfect.
some details, something like that, maybe we can start passing that out, getting it ready. So yeah, we'll work with you on that. And Andy, the city manager, said free booth would be free barricades. So
Hey, that worked out good, huh?
Bartering economy.
yeah, the bartering economy. So did you
All
have anything else on the car show?
No. That'd be great to discuss a Christmas event and stuff like that, and because I need time to market that. The quicker we can come to a conclusion about that, then I can also start marketing that. So I don't know if you guys, after I get off the phone, if you guys want to talk about any type of dates or anything, and then you can coincide that with me at a later date and say, hey, these are our options for this one, or this one. What do you think? Because then I would tell you, I know car shows that go on this time or this time or this time. Let's
Right.
choose this date,
Yeah. Well, the Christmas event, something that city's going to put that on, and we're going to do like probably a toy for tot type thing where
Uh-huh.
and collect all that. And we're working on a date. But what I'm saying is, if we got some flyers done up for whatever, if we set a date or whatever, we might distribute that out at the.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for you guys. Oh, yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, we can have, so, yeah. Well,
But obviously, if we need any assistance, obviously with that stuff too, I definitely would reach out to you.
yeah,
So,
if you need any help or anything like that, or you want me to bring a few cars to your event, we can do some choice cars just to have at the event.
you don't have a
And-
sleigh, do you?
Yeah, it'd be nice, right? I got a couple people that look like Santa.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so if you need anything for that, whatever, we
Okay.
can just make sure we pick red cars or something
Sure.
like.
Yeah, I'm sure we might be able to do something like that because I know we're gonna try to have some vendors and different things. It'd be nice to have some other stuff going Anything?
Any flyers that you have can go in every single car.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yep.
Anything else on the car show, or you got it?
No. I put it out there. I got the banners all up. Everybody's talking about it already. So we're looking good.
Do you have a tentative count so far of people that's committed, or
It'll be just like last time.
not saying? Okay, good.
Yep. It'll be just like last
A
time.
couple hundred, probably.
Yeah, I'm at a couple of hundred interested right now. Again, you never just know. You know what I
Right.
mean? All of us, it's always last minute stuff.
Well,
But,
hopefully this time it won't rain on us.
Yeah, we don't get that hour of rain.
Yeah.
But everyone had, just to let you know, because we never really had a post meeting. Everybody just had a great time, whether the rain was there or not, and everyone just was excited, and they were just always saying it's a great spot, and they just wanted to thank you.
It was a really great show, and I'm looking forward to the next one for sure.
Perfect, outstanding,
Any other questions from the board?
outstanding. Nope, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And
TJ, it's Caroline. I have a question.
yes.
We are promoting the trunk or treat, right? Like the cars
Yeah.
will have that.
Yeah, so and everyone's even vendors are saying, "Do you mind if I bring candy?"
Oh, good.
Good. Yeah, we want kids involved to go around and get a little piece of candy from everybody. That'd be great.
Yeah. I have cars. Some cars will be dressing up their cars and having candy,
Cool.
and then the other cars will just have candy.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Yep.
Very
Yes.
good.
All right.
All right. Thanks, TJ.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Right.
I appreciate everything.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. So, any other comments on the car show?
Yes. On our booth, what we were thinking is to sell merchandise that we have. The leftover. We have coins. We have T-shirts.
And we can have Point Distillery right next to us with the
Yes.
alcohol, so we can.
And then also, I reached out to Pete Gallagher from the printing to see if we can have some, how much it would be for those bags, our Centennial bags that we gave out at the Business Expo that we gave out at the Centennial Festival
Mhm.
and the Centennial Celebration. And I wanted to see how much it was. So he was saying, because I don't know if we can order it, if we have budgeting, anything like that.
Oh, for the kids to use for their trick or treat bag type thing.
You want to use that, or you want to?
It doesn't matter, I mean,
Yeah, because
how much was that?
so he said for. Let's see. For 150 would be $4.06 per bag, and then for 250 is $1.90 per bag. And then he would not charge screen charge or shipping for us.
Hmm.
So that
What's
would
those
be,
bags?
These are ones that I just grabbed.
How much were they?
$1.25.
No.
It would be $4.75 for the bags. But I was saying to sell them.
Yeah, to sell those.
These would be to
to
sell.
give out to
Yeah,
the
for
kids.
kids.
For free.
Oh,
So
okay.
they can walk around with their and grab candy from
Mhm.
the.
And then we have
We have
stickers.
stickers. We have Centennial stickers left that we were gonna. There's only like 50, but
Mhm.
we do have that we could stick on the bags.
or something, and then but then we were thinking of selling them. Like I don't know how much we would sell it for, but we could sell it. It could be merchandise that we can sell throughout.
Even if they're like $5, I mean, we're only getting
Yeah, $5 or
$1.90. I
something.
mean,
Just an idea. And then he's told me that he can get it
What was it? 250 for $1.90 a piece.
$2.50 for $1.90 a piece.
So about
That's-
$500.
Yeah, and then he told me how fast it was. What was it?
And I guess the radio station can advertise some of these things for us. I guess is that.
Well, we can. It may have been my salesperson. We had done a show with TJ. We still have a balance. We got to collect a small one. I don't think it's his fault. The girl left us and we didn't stay up on it. So as long as I get that cleared up, we'll be good.
All right.
Even $1.90 is $2.02. $1.90 price $2.02.
and will that have the Centennial logo on it, or
It would have the one that he had already, the Centennial one.
logo?
Mm-hmm. So it'd be exactly the blue one with the Centennial logo, how we had it. So that's just an idea. We don't have to do it this time. We can do it for like the market, the holiday market. Also, we can
Mhm.
the holiday market to sell it so people can stuff with goodies or whatever it is. So it's just an idea.
Okay.
We do have the coins and we have the shirts. And that's it, right? Yeah. And then we were thinking of doing this. So we can give out to the
And I
kids.
just want those. I mean, they were
Yeah.
cheap.
Okay.
I don't know how many do we think we want to get. I mean, there's like 16 here now. I only grabbed 16 because I wasn't sure like how we wanted to go.
Well, you know, if we do those, they're only good for that, right?
Right.
So if we were to do the bags, obviously we could repurpose those for other things too. Maybe it makes sense just to do the bags. So they're $1.90. Those are $1.25.
These were just something for them to do the trunk or treat that we could just hand out for free. That was all.
Well, I mean, we could do the same thing with Centennial bags
Yeah,
too.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I don't know if anybody buy one,
I know
Per se.
that's the only thing. I don't know.
but we could use them for other things if we
That we give out.
overestimate how many kids. But we have 250. I don't know.
Yeah, that I don't know. And then the Centennial bag is only good for the Centennial, I guess, till the end of the year.
Well, it's their logo forever.
I
So
mean, yes, it
so
is.
it's not like it's. I mean,
You're right. You're right. Oh yes.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure.
If you don't get it with the Centennial logo, and you get it with the City of Port Richey logo, we have a Hurricane Expo that we hand out stuff.
Yes.
So maybe the city isn't up, I mean, I may be speaking.
well, you could still do that with the Centennial logo on too, though, right?
Yeah, but. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
o-
but I know what you're saying.
It's
but if
over, Mayor.
hurricane,
It's over. We're focused on the next one.
Yeah, I would say the
Get some
city logo-
bicentennial
Yeah,
bags.
If we do the city logo with the stilt house and so we're working on something for Brasher Park with the logo, right? With the stilt house, with the bird, with the backdrop and all that stuff. If you take a logo like that and put it on those bags, you can use it year round. And we could also use it for hurricane season, during our Hurricane Expo. And you may not have to, your committee may not have to incur the whole cost, of course, and have to talk to them,
Yeah.
talk to the city manager on record, and see what we could do. But if we could split that cost,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
instead
that
of
would be good.
selling them, I
Well,
don't
I-
think people are really gonna buy the bag.
The big thing about buying stuff
Yeah.
is if you never know how many you get. If you have leftovers, it's, you know, so you don't want to waste that. So, but if we use it for multi-purpose things, this would be great.
Multi-purpose it.
Or promoting the city.
Yeah, and use it for all different events.
Yeah.
It's it helps.
And you do more than one, because you usually do the one at
We
Safety
do
Town and then
two.
at the one
We
in
do the
Newport,
one
right?
at Pasco County. Well, we do three. We go to Newport Richey's Expo, and we go to Pasco County's Expo, and then at Safety Harbor or Safety Town, Newport Richey's Expo. So we do two expos, and
Do you guys have a bag now that you guys do, or
no, so I bought pins that say City of Newport Richey on them, from Oriental Trading. We bought flashlights, all different color flashlights. We bought those. We printed off some things. I mean, I don't have much of a budget, so I'm very cautious with what I spend. But right now we have pens and we have flashlights that I bought like in boxes, in hundreds. So I have those to give out. But we use those for the Hurricane Expos, the coloring books, stuff like the Hurricane.
well, maybe we just put the city logo on it. And,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Veronica, what was the event at the library? Newport Richey Library, was that a hurricane event or was that stormwater?
It was stormwater.
Okay,
Yeah.
but that's still
So
something
we
else that
don't-
would be used.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we go to stormwater events. We do different things where we have tents that we set up and, we have our own display tables and stuff and we set our stuff up. So that's stuff that we could, hand sanitizer is a big thing.
well, we were talking about from a city perspective putting a new resident packet together, and we could put that in there too. So
Yeah.
maybe we just get the bags with the city logo on it, and
Yeah.
that way we have them. And we can use them for.
Flashlights are a good idea because you could use them for hurricanes.
Yeah.
Kids can use them for let's say they go trick or treating and they
Mhm.
use them, or even when you're walking at night with your animal, whatever it is.
Hand
That's a
sanitizer is
big one.
another big one that everybody likes to use. Bottles of water with labels on it. The labels, I've done those for parties myself. That's
Yeah.
inexpensive as well.
For my wedding.
Yeah.
Well, so obviously that's 1 month away, so we probably ought to order those. It's
How
Will they charge us though, for the fee if they have to change the?
Yeah, he did last time, unless we have, which I don't think we didn't have it for this logo, the Centennial. Wait.
Oh, he's already got it set up.
Yeah, he has,
Does he need the vector image?
yes, that was what we didn't have for Centennial.
Maybe ask him if we switch logos, that'd be, if we still do the same thing.
Yeah, just freeze it again.
And then, do we want to take a motion to go ahead and move forward with the purchase of those? We have
How many do we wanna get?
Purchase of
How many?
250. Was that what was it? Was there another tier past that, or
Yeah, he has,
Is there 500?
I have here, 500 is $1. So 250 was for these. There's $2.02.
Mhm.
500 is $1.90. 1,000 is $1.79, and 2,500 is $1.67.
so 500 was $1.90,
And that's all. That's
and 250 was 202.
202. Yeah.
Was $1,000. I just
You can also, yeah, I mean, that's something I'll talk to the city manager and I'll talk to, Adam about finance about that, but, every year we're trying to order stuff. I try to stay within a budget. I don't have a big budget, but, you know, if that's something that we can split the cost of, we can all use it.
Well, if we got 500 and we kicked in 500 and they kicked in 500.
Yeah.
Is that
It's doable. And the pens, just so you know, on Oriental Trading, I think I paid $57 for a box of 200.
Oh, wow.
That's staying in the city of Fort Richey on them. So they're not expensive.
okay? Can I get a motion for we'll move forward. So obviously you guys got to work that out with
Yes.
that or whatever. But since we're not going to meet again, I know we got to order for that.
Right.
If I can get a motion, we're good with spending the 500 out of our budget for the bags, 500 from building department. So we're going to order 500 bags at the 202. Then we'll just split the cost. Is there a motion for that?
I make a motion to purchase the bags and split the cost with us.
500, right?
500.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Motion second. Any further discussion? Public comment? Seeing that, put a vote on in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Anything else on?
I do have a question though. Color bags. What color? What color do we want?
I think white.
White?
White.
White with the city logo?
Will look nice.
Yeah.
White with the logo. And then who do I copy on the emails? That I want to be with, like, so you can see exactly.
Just work it out with Veronica.
Veronica.
One
Okay.
point, and make sure
So
they can
Veronica.
work out all the budget stuff and everything's good.
Got it.
And then
Perfect.
you just check with him on the charge for switching
Today. Okay.
logos. Okay. Anything else? Any old business? If none, look for motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you very much.